The main goal of this first unit, the first couple of sections of chapter 1 with college algebra, is getting you to word problems, applications.
So we need to do this on the phone?
So, yesterday we simplified expressions. Today we're going to one-up it by solving for x, using the methods of simplifying expressions to solve for x.
Yes, it is.
Now, with each equation, there are 3 types. First type we're going to see is a conditional. This is your normal equation to where you solve for x, you're going to get x equals something. X equals a number. It only has one solution. That is a conditional. This is the one you're going to most likely see in this class, but we could run into others. So a conditional is one solution. If you get no solutions, that is called a contradiction. So as you solve for x, you could get something weird at the end, such as 3 equals 5. Does 3 equal 5?
No.
No. That's what's called a contradiction, and therefore the solution is no solution. Meaning, no matter what I plug in for x, it'll never be equal on the left and the right. The next is, well, if you're going to have one solution, another is having no solution, then the third must be all solutions. So that's called an identity. As we solve for x, we get this weird outcome, 3 equals 3. Could be x equals x, 7 equals 7. This is true. When this happens, that is considered all solutions. It doesn't matter what I plug in for x here, every value works. That is an identity. So 3 main ones. The identity looks like this at the end. A number equals the same number. Your solution is all real. Could look like this, where you have a 3 equals 5, or 7 equals 11. X equals y. That's a contradiction. That's a no solution. Or, like we're used to, x equals 5. X equals a number. That is conditional. That's just one true value. So let's look at a couple examples of these. Here I have 4x minus 9 minus 3x equals 8x minus 1. As you solve for this, like you did yesterday, you simplified, but now we have an equal sign. We want to solve for x. So what's the first thing I should do? Parentheses? Order of operations. There's no like terms in parentheses, so no parentheses here. What's the next thing I could look at? Distribute. I have, what? Is this a subtraction? What is this really?
Negative.
It's a -1 right here. So I need to distribute that -1 to both the 9 and the negative 3x. That gives me 4x minus 9 plus 3x equals 8x minus 1. What would you do next? Add like terms. So I have a 4x and a 3x. It gives me glitch. That gives me 7x minus 9 equals 8x minus 1. Yeah. So what do you mean switch them over? Okay, so now I want to move x to one side. I'm going to go with the 7 over 8 because if I go the other direction with the 8, I'll get a negative x. Let's try to keep our x's positive. So let's say -9 equals x minus 1. And then last but not least,
The negative numbers.
yeah, well, okay, what about these numbers? What do I want to do?
Put -1 on the bottom of
Combine like
I could combine once they're on the same side. So now I would want to isolate the variable, so get x by itself. So what's the opposite of subtracting 1? Adding 1. That gives me x equals -8. I get one true value. X equals -8. If I plug in -8 here for x, it should be the same on the left and the right.
You're going to get 8 regardless. So you
Yeah. There's other ways you can work this out, and you'll still get x equals -8. So what kind of equation is this called? Conditional, contradiction, or identity?
conditional.
Yes. When you get one true value, it's a conditional. Very good. That's the type of equation. Let's look at another one.
Yes.
-5 plus 5 times x minus 7 equals -40 plus 5x. What's the first thing I want to do? Distribute this 5 times the x and the -7. So -5 plus 5x. 5 times -7 Negative 35 equals negative 40 plus 5x. After that, I want to add these numbers together.
That's 40.
So 5x minus 40 equals negative 40 plus 5. And then,
Wait, no, you have to keep that x is positive. Combine.
well, about the x's, we want to get x on one side, right?
Yeah.
So let me move it over. So what's the opposite of adding 5x? Subtracting 5x.
Cancels out.
That cancels out. Uh-oh, it cancels on both sides. I'm left with 40, negative 40 equals negative 40. What does that mean?
All real numbers.
All real numbers. The solution is all real numbers. What type of equation is this?
It's not.
It starts with an I.
Identity, yes. This is an identity.
Big.
Note, that means every value I can think of, I can plug in for x, and it'll always work,
Okay.
no matter what. Last but not least, let's solve this one. 6x plus 1 equals negative 6 times 1 minus x. First thing,
Negative 6 times 1
distribute. So this side, nothing changes. I get negative 6 times 1, negative 6. Negative 6 times negative x is a plus 6x. And then after that,
You get the x's on one side.
yep, let's get x's one side. So the opposite of adding 6 over here is subtracting 6.
Just cancel out both the x's.
Uh-oh, here it cancels out again, and I'm left with 1 equals negative 6. Is that true?
No. Contradiction.
This is a contradiction, therefore the solution is
No solution.
no solution. Means absolutely no values for x could you plug in to get the left to equal the right, and this is a contradiction. Yep.
What I thought is that x goes at 1, but it doesn't.